So let's cover what's on the right first. Okay, so most of this you're going to, you're not going to touch anything up here. Just so you know, you can create a rubric for it. So if you go into the create rubric button, it actually loads you in and allows you to actually make a rubric. So you could put like Kika along here or different success criteria and what each level is, what each level the actual expectations are. And so you can actually build those rubrics, then use them for multiple different assignments should you choose. I'm not going to build one for this, but just know that that is an option that's there. So I'm going to go back into Dropbox, back into my category, and get us back in. But just know that that is an option. And if you have created a rubric that's associated, you just click on associate rubric, find the one you made, and then it will show up here and you're able to actually basically grade it, grade the rubric right through this app. So these two things obviously is the mark. So let's say I've gone through it, I've either calculated the mark or I'm holistically marking it. Let's assume the student did really well in this assignment. They got 18.5. Here, use this box. I would generally use this box for overall feedback. Overall, how did you do on this assignment? Not like, well, this one sentence had a problem. You're going to use the annotation tools for that we'll get to in a second. Here, you want to talk about like overall, great job with critical analysis, let's say. Something like that, some sort of overall feedback. Okay. Now, if you can also use some of these tools up here that I looked at in one of my previous videos. So my thought for this would be, let's say you have an assignment and you actually have an exemplar. You could pull in an exemplar and say, hey, this is what a level 4 looks like moving forward. So you would just click on insert stuff and you'd pull it in from my computer. Another really great thing is, let's say we're in an English class and the student consistently misused there, the wrong version of there. So again, I could go to insert stuff, my computer, and I have, let's say, a handout on the 3 different theirs and how to use them effectively and what the difference is. And it will show up as an attachment for them that they can kind of go into. So if you want to attach little mini lessons, essentially, you can do that through insert stuff and attach those PDFs, Word documents, whatever. The other really great feature that I use sometimes is record audio, especially on bigger assignments. So if you are reading an essay and you have quite a bit of feedback you want to give them overall, again, you click on the record audio, this will pop up and you'll be able to actually record 3 minutes worth of you kind of talking about your feedback and how they can obviously improve and where the mark came from. Now, just be aware you can't do this on Safari, so it does require Flash. So I'm in Safari right now on a MacBook, so I'd actually have to load up Brightspace in Chrome to be able to do this. If you're on a Windows computer or one of your staff computers, you would just be able to use Chrome, give it permission to use your microphone and record and add, and it will just add it in. And again, the student can click on it and listen to your feedback. So it's a great way to kind of give overall feedback. Now, if you're trying to give specific things throughout the assignment, that's where you're going to use the annotation tools. So I'll show you a few of those. Let's say this quote, I really said, hey, you want to make sure you're using MLA citations, and they obviously didn't here. This is actually an assignment, not student work. So this doesn't work perfect for this, but go with me. So you're going to highlight, you're going to click on this right here. And this is insert note. Click it. And it says, where do you want me to put the note? So I'm going to put it right over top of the thing that I'm talking about, that this quote didn't get a citation. I'm going to click on it, and from there I give my notes. So please use MLA citations in future assignments. Okay, and I click away from it, and that's it. The note's there. So when they get this assignment and they hover over your note, there it is. Okay, and you can do those throughout. Let's say this paragraph is not needed. It's an extra, there's too much. Not at all needed for the piece. So what you can do is you can actually highlight it, okay? and this will pop up after you highlight and release. And these give you 4 different tools. You can highlight the text. You could also strike through, so as in, not needed, okay? Now, if you annotate something and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to strike that out, what you do is don't highlight it, just hover over it. You'll see your cursor change. Click once, and you could change your different, you could actually change the line color and stuff like that, but I want to delete it. I actually come over here and press the garbage can, and it will delete that annotation. Okay, but again, I could do like, oh, I want this, and I actually want to highlight it with yellow because I really want them to see this is a great critical point. And again, this will pop out to them. They'll hover over the note that they see and see my note. Okay. You could also, if you're using a tablet, you could actually write on it too. So that's what this tool is, the pen tool. So click on it. You can choose your different color, and you're actually able to write right on it. Now I'm on my Mac, so I'm not able to easily write. But if you're on a tablet, you could use a little stylus and actually write right on their work as well. So that's an option to you as well. Okay. From there, that's essentially all of the key tools that you're able to use through it. You can put text boxes and stuff like that too, but I think that these are some of the coolest parts, and I like the note feature the best in order to give feedback because it kind of pops out to them. Once you're done, you've given the mark, you've given overall feedback, you've annotated it, or you've done a collection of those things, or some of them, whatever. Press update, and at this point, that feedback goes to them. So they are going to have a little update on their end. It will say course update, and it'll even show up in there. I'll show you. It should show up here too, as a point, as well as show up in their updates widget.